This presentation is about ecological succession. In this lesson, we learn about the changing structure of ecosystem, the Seral stages or Sere. Then we learn about ecological succession, its types, primary and secondary succession, and finally the human alterations. So why does the structure of an ecosystem change? Well, the species structure of an ecosystem is not constant. It keeps on changing. Why? Because there are changes in the types of plants and animal communities living in a particular ecosystem over time. And as those conditions are changed by the organisms themselves, the ecosystem structure also changes, and any change leads to the decline of a previously established species and the ascent of a previously unfavored species due to the changing climate, changing weather, or even human interference. There are a sequence of different assemblages of species. Each stage is known as a seral stage, and it alters the environment slightly. New species migrate to an area as the conditions keep changing and becoming favorable for them, while for those it won't be favorable will keep getting terminated. So only the fittest species for that particular environment survives and perpetuates. Change in community structure due to environmental change through time in this way is called succession. It is thus an orderly process involving predictable changes in species structure leading to a stable, self-perpetuating community known as the climax community. Thus, ecological succession is an orderly process which has predictable changes in the species and community structure leading to the climax community. Succession will not go on any further than the climax community. This is the final stage. This does not, however, imply that there will be no further change when large organisms, for example, in a climax community such as trees die and fall down, then new openings are created in which secondary succession can also occur. At any time during primary or secondary succession, natural or human-induced disturbances like fires, deforestation, etc. can convert a particular stage of succession to an earlier stage. Also, such disturbances create new conditions that can encourage some species and discourage or even eliminate another species that is less fit. The first type of succession is primary succession. It is defined as the series of community changes which occur on an entirely new habitat which has never been colonized before. For example, a newly dug out rock or a newly formed sand dune. The establishment of a new biotic community is generally very slow. Before a community of diverse organisms can become established, there must be soil. The first colonizers are lichens that do not need soil and can very easily grow on rocks. It also helps in breaking down the rocks for mosses, which further break down the rocks to form the first soil, and followed by grasses, herbs, shrubs. These give rise to the young forests. The forests are followed by the climax community of mature forests. Depending mostly on the climate, this natural process can take several hundred to several thousands of years to produce the climax community. Grassland ecosystems are an exceptional type of ecosystem. They are an early stage of succession in regions where the mature ecosystem are forests. However, grass ecosystems are also climax ecosystems in grassland regions where there is not enough rainfall to support a forest. Desert ecosystems are also climax ecosystems where there is not enough rainfall even for grassland formation. In some cases, there is enough rainfall for grass, but overgrazing can also change that grassland into a desert. Thus, you can see that other factors are also very much responsible for the type of ecosystem it will form. Another possible type of succession is the secondary succession. It is nothing but a series of community changes which takes place on a previously colonized but a disturbed or damaged habitat. For example, after cutting trees in a woodland or land clearance or forest fire happens, since some soil or sediment is already present, the succession in such areas is much faster than the primary succession. Here the pioneer species can straightaway be grasses and not lichens, and the climax communities can be reached very quickly. Human beings have time and again altered the natural process of succession by doing activities like farming in grasslands, growing orchards or plantation crops, creating pastures for cattle, growing exotic plants in their non-native habitat, and by other polluting practices. We have thus created our own pace of succession, altering the natural ecological succession processes. If you found this presentation useful and informative, then don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.